You will probably know games like Yume, Nikki, Omori or Fear and Hunger. They are all made with RPG Maker, a free and very easy to use program. And then there are lost media, or any type of media that has been lost but which in some way is known to have existed. In terms of video games, it can be a game that disappeared into nothing, or a demo that was never finished, and much more. Games created with the RPG Maker have their own special atmosphere. Just think of Yume Nikki, for example. I think they deserve their own category. So now let's see the lost media of RPG Maker games. Looking around the internet, you can't find many lost media dedicated to the RPG Maker category, but we find a lot of games that someone remembers having played, but which have disappeared, if it weren't for YouTube. In fact, many of these games from 10 years ago made with RPG Maker were played by very small YouTubers at the time. And you can very well see there are a lot of them.
Hey everyone, it's Family Badass Hero and welcome to Clock of Atonement. Clock of Atonement is about a stalker who murders a girl that he is infatuated with.
But we can't find any downloads or reference pages for those games. Thanks to Reddit, I found something. First, a version of the software that has been lost, and I'm talking about RPG Maker Alpha. For those who don't know, when you pre-ordered the physical copy of the RPG Maker 2003, it came with a software called RPG Maker Alpha, which could be used to create RPG Maker games for Japanese mobile phones. I think you made the games on the computer and download them into the phone, and I don't know how with Windows XP. I can find numerous references to this version of RPG Maker and even a game or two made with it, but not the actual software itself. Perhaps the Internet Archive has a disk image of the 2003 version that maybe comes with the alpha inside. However, those were times when programs were mostly obtained with physical CDs and only few of them were made available online. And it would be nice one day to explore all of these CDs with the alphas and betas inside that have been lost. You can find like 5 videos on the internet of this game, a couple being like on a demo and the others being on the full game. I am unsure if there are multiple versions of the game due to the different title screen in some of the videos. This game was available on GameJolt like 8 years ago, and it was an RPG game that was made in seemingly like either RPG Maker VUX Ace or MVU. The main protagonist of the game was also Princess Daisy. The page for the game was taken down or deleted, I don't know why, and I could not find a copy of the game anywhere online. Even the game description on the wiki was completely deleted. If you want to take a dive into the past, you can make yourself comfortable after midnight, perhaps during the Halloween week, and search Paranos on YouTube. In this abandoned channel we find all gameplays of video games mostly made with RPG Maker from 10 years ago. Seeing these videos brings you back in the past, as I said before, and it makes you feel like you are seeing something that will no longer be the same in the same way. And in any case, she was a Swedish girl. Like, what does a Sweden have with the English YouTube? However, right in his channel we can see a particular game called Blue Marble. It's just one of the many games lost in the tide that we can see on YouTube, but this one is particular. It's part of a collection, in fact, of lost games. Blue Marble and Fisherman and the Worm, for be specific, all made by the same developer and all now lost. The developer is called Gitzer Flakes. I don't know if I said that right. We can still see his RPG Maker profile and also her email if it's still working, however. For this video I choose to talk about Blue Marble specifically, because it was cool. Blue Marble takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where you head out to return the Earth to its original state. The game begins, I think, on a beach. Our character probably arrived by the sea, and the world is obviously a post-apocalyptic world. We met 2 grey people who were actually exiled soldiers. and they tell us about a single source of food, called earth gum. The exiles also in this world have nothing and are destined to die of hunger in a few days. We then met the first important character, but we don't know his name, and in this conversation we discover that we are a 15-year-old boy named Pop, and our appearance is a bit particular. I mean, we are literally that character from Adventure Time, you know what I mean, with the star sunglasses. Later we'll have to use weapons, see this desolate land, cities, and meet other characters, of course. The whole game has a particular atmosphere, like especially the characters. The characters seems to have all lost their minds, and sometimes I struggle to understand what is happening. I mean, it really feels like you're playing inside the world of Salad Fingers. However, if you want to see all the series and the story of this game, you can see the other chapters on the Paranos channel. Pokemon Obsidian was a Pokemon fan game being created by Atomic Reactor in RPG Maker XP. According to him, the game has been in production since 2010. Various playable demos were released, but no links to download them remain. The last demo was released in 2014 and I remember playing it. It featured a few custom Pokemon, all of which were really well made. There is a closed thread for the game in the Pokemon community, that is a forum for the Pokemon discussions, as well as an archived thread for the game in Relic Castle, that is another forum which focuses on Pokemon fan games. The developer also had a blog for the game on Tumblr, which is still up if you wanna check it out. It was last updated like on January 2016. Both the threads and the blog contain screenshots of the game, however. Also, the creator uploaded a now deleted YouTube video where a download link could be found, but I don't know, some people say it's a fake download link. The video itself seems to be completely lost. He also uploaded a series of videos of him playing throughout his own game, explaining his thought process as he designed each map and showing the location of hidden items. The first episode's page was archived, but again the video itself seems completely lost. The series revolves a group of Japanese high schoolers who become trapped in a haunted school and must survive and find their way out. I mean, it's just a classic Japanese horror game. The original game was created in 1996 by Makoto Kedoin, I think, using an early version of the RPG Maker, of course. It was received fairly well, and in the early 2000s Makoto formed an independent group of developers called Team Gris, who began development on a reboot of the series, split up into 5 chapters then, and the game was initially released under the title Corpse Party New Chapter, CPNC for say it really short. It was made for mobile phones in Japan via a QR code download, as the first 4 chapters were released in 2007. However, development shifted to the PC and the 5th chapter was ultimately scrapped for phones. The PC game came to be known as Corpse Party Blood Covered with all 5 chapters and was later remade and ported to the PSP and 3DS under the development of 5PB. Now, what's the issue? First off, the download link doesn't work, as the QR codes are over 10 years old. Secondly, well, CPNC was designed for flip phones, made by the Japanese company Docomo, I think I said that right, which would make it similar to find like a 7-leaf clover in a field in order to obtain a phone still with the CPNC saved and working inside. Thirdly, the game's files would probably have issues transferring to a PC without the use of hacking data mining, as well as CPNC would be impossible to run as there are no emulators to do so. Similar mobile games have also been lost to time due to defunct service or device such as the Sonic Cafe series or Kingdom Hearts VuCast or 5Cast, I don't know. So it will really be impossible to find a flip phone made by the company Docomo who still boots up and who has actually the game working inside. These are just some of the lost games made with RPG Maker. Thousands of them were created during those years, and if any of you know any, you can write it in the comments. I hope you liked this video. And I remind you all that I'm Italian, so I'm sorry for my bad pronunciation. And in description there are the links for my social, so you can go follow me on Instagram or Twitter. And I'll see you next time.